HOD, can you hear me? Okay, so we'll kick this off real quick. Should be brief. Tuesday, 08/26. See. Okay, so we'll come on and look at our pair market holds for us this morning. Okay, we've had some nice push. We've had some nice down movements as anticipated and based on our bias. What we're looking for now is midweek reversal. Expect this to happen as a pretty decent stop hunt. So this low is going to be validated, it's going to be tested, and it's going to be pretty much, we're going to have some fake breaks here. So this region is our sensitive point. We're going to be very, 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 very patient this morning. Pound is receiving a lot of plug-in, so expect a lot of more sellers to be induced. We surely will get our midweek reversal, but I'm sure it's going to be pretty late in the day, if not tomorrow. It's going to be some major volatility as well. So we're just going to sit. But I think what I want to do is go on to review yesterday and what's going on and why we're where we are at today. So the 1 hour time frame, as previously hinted, a bias to the downside. Red lines were our ranges for previous week high, previous week low. We had a nice midweek reversal of that, pull back up. But then what do we observe? So GBP JPY, we just had this. So obviously making lower lows, obviously making lower lows. Okay, so here's an interesting channel to watch out for. Here's an interesting channel to look out for. Okay, so we're expecting, as anticipated, that our lows will surely be, tested, very likely broken. And after that break, will present to us potentially our midweek reversals. And our midweek reversals would present us our main change of trend for the week and a very decent trade setup. We have to patiently wait for this. So GJ, we can see we had serious downside movement still continuing. So patiently waiting. Here's our target point. You'll be wanting to look at this zone right here. So we want to look at this zone right here, and for several reasons. Okay? So we wanted to look at this zone right here, this box, this area right here. All right. So we're looking for price action around here. We're looking for a potential break, false break of this zone. Basically, that's what I'm interested in. Nice double bottom on this region should set up us nicely for our midweek reversal trade. Okay, so I just make this a little bit colored. Okay, just a moment. Okay. So just give this some color. Okay, so that's our target box. So let's look back and let's make another case for why we anticipate the market to go that low. Well, if you look left enough, you should see some price action, consolidation, break, and zoom, right? So obviously this remains a sensitive point for us. I'm just going to go put a line on that. Okay, so based off of this price action right here, we have our next downside line. So maximum get here and spike up, or we will just shy off of this point. We'll just probably miss this point. Okay, so there are always two scenarios as usual, always two scenarios. Scenario one is anticipate a move down into this region, and then a move up out of this region. Okay, a move up out of this region. Target one, target two. Okay. Sorry guys, my network remains very, very, very creepy at this moment. Not too sure why. Okay, we expect it to go all the way back up. Okay, so if we extend this line, so this is the kind of price action we're looking at, right? Okay, this is what we're anticipating. Okay, we may not come this low. We very likely would test this trend line instead. Okay, so this is just your zone 141.50 all the way down to 141.00. So it's a 50 pip, 60 pip box. Okay, so be very wary and be very careful. Let's just look at bigger picture and see where this leads us. Okay, so as you can see, we're still having some nice down movements. Pretty much, we should either have a bounce at London, a W, to send us flying up early, but I doubt that. I doubt that for certain reasons. I think more sellers need to be induced. More sellers need to be induced and trapped before we get our buys. Okay, so that's our mid read for this channel. I'll just make this something like that. Okay, so just make this as light as. Okay, so that's a projection for GJ. As you can see, we've been in this channel, potential to retest, potential to false breakout of this channel, give us a double bottom, and spike all the way up for the week. We also have the potential to just shy of it on touching this trend line and shading all the way up. The reason why I think we're going all the way down straight from here is we've broken the mid reap, we've retested it, validating the downward movement. So a good, decent lower low is anticipated. So again, this remains a field of entry. Just for clarity, I'll be looking at this now. Okay, just for clarity, I'm looking to trade somewhere in this region. Okay, so that's our trade, potential trade setup. Find yourself a decent entry and have fun. Okay, so I'm just going to go publish this side here. Okay, I'm just going to go publish it and we'll see where this leads us. Okay, so if you're here, you have questions, put them in the box. Let's see what happens. If you have questions from yesterday's session, if you have questions about GG and what I just did now, okay. Okay, so that's that for DJ. So I'm taking a little bit of time. I think I should copy this. Oops, missed it. Okay, so let's move on to GU. GU again, we had a small fake out yesterday. We actually didn't take the sales because we're more looking at being patient, waiting for the midweek reversal. And the downtrend was obvious, and we obviously didn't get in at the top. However, this could have been sales yesterday, double tops somewhere during London. Double top somewhere during London could have issued us a nice sell setup right here. Decent trade, minimal risk, minimal risk, minimal risk right on the line. So it was a decent trade right there. Okay, decent trade right there. Very little risk. That's what this is all about. Minimal risk, minimal risk, minimal risk. Biggest gains possible. Okay, so this would have been our targets. Shy of the MAC. Let's extend this. Okay, so okay, so someone would ask, why was I a trade or how was I a trade? Well, based off of what we said yesterday, we're always looking for, always anticipating two sides to the same coin, two sides to the same coin. We're either going to get a W or going to get an M. Take note. We're either going to get double rejections to the low or double rejections to the high. That's all it means. So don't get obsessed with finding the shapes W. Be more focused on what the concept or what the implication of the W actually hints. Okay. So the median line, I didn't get that. Well, the median line is a median line. It's simply a trend line. So find the touching point. Typically in a channel, you will have a median line. So just think of it like a support and resistance trend line, basically. So go find it in between. 99 out of 100 times, you would have a pretty obvious median line. Okay, hope that helps. But just trading like support and resistance. So basically that's what you're looking for. Okay, so here we go again. London came, we had one touch, we had a pullback, we had another spike to our zone. Take a look, it's all about these double rejections, the double touches happening on the MAC, on our zone. It's all about the zones and the lines that we go on to mark out. Right, that's what this is all about. Okay, so double tops during London, right on the MAC. You had a nice sell setup right there. And you should have easily cashed out some decent profits based on this. Okay. So nice setup we had over there. Now we're looking for the counter move right now. We're anticipating the midweek reversal. So first of all, I'm just going to go into the 4-hour time frame just to validate some of our levels. Okay, so as we see here, we have some not too shabby levels. We still have these zones to the downside, but I'm just going to give ourselves one middle target. Okay, one middle target, because many times, here's what's trying to happen. There's you, there's me, there's a lot of other people who are trying to make sense out of these markets, basically. So take note, one touch, second touch, next pullback and reject. So here can be a nice mini zone for us to watch out for. So like I say, what's happening is, depending on where the volume is, that's why it's always going to be either or. You really can't ever be one direction, because these guys are going to make decisions. Omoyele, your hand is raised. I see. I've answered your question, so you can lower your hand now. Okay, so okay, so that would be one level. So we have a few levels down below, which we can easily observe what the market does. We have one here, we have another here. Take a look. We had a nice break of these two levels, a retest, and we appear to be breaking down now. Typically, what this validates is many sell stops are down here. So it's very high chance those are going to all be triggered and activated, possibly all the way down to here. Then we have a pullback. That pullback may be the beginning of the bull run. However, it just all boils back down to how much money will be made if the run begins then. So sometimes I expect another push down. That extra push down goes on to induce more sellers and shake off the buyer, right? Before we eventually have our bull run. So again, several zones and layers just to be on the lookout for. It's also possible for me to go on now. I just want to clear these feeds. They need to hold, so we have fewer lines. Let's just go on and put a feed right here. Let's go on and put a feed right here. Let's just measure this move up, all right? Let's just measure this move up. Okay, so we see how these lines line up, right? So valid case for our line we just added. Let's also extend this down. Let's see what happens. Again, valid case for our line we've put there. Valid case for another zone down here, which is obvious. Yeah. Okay, so sensitive zones marked out. What am I looking for? You're just looking for a clear, good, juicy W anywhere at these lines. Anywhere at these lines. See, the trick is to ensure you're getting in right on the mark, right on the mark. So your risks are 5 to 10 pips max. Remember to add spread to 2 pips or 3 pips, depending on who your broker is. Once you have that going, then you should be good. So where are my targets? Well, I'll go back into the one hour chat. Let's see what we have going for. Okay. All right, so here's what we're looking at. You push down into any of these zones. You push down into any of these zones. Network is a bit crappy. Sorry guys, but just hang tight. So you push down there. Okay. Sorry. Having to deal with this challenge right here. Sorry, guys. Okay, so any more questions? Throw them in while I have this little lag time. Throw in questions. So if you have questions, please throw them in right now. If you have more questions, Okay. Sometimes I just don't get it. Okay, so here we have potential. Come on. Yeah. Okay, so this range is about 40 or so pips. So typically what you're looking at here is having two trades. You're either going in early or you're going in late. So two scenarios. One scenario, holding very short risk. Short risk, 10 pips. There's no point holding the range all the way. Second scenario would be this. If you come all the way down, very, 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 very certainly we should have a move to the upside. Very, very certainly. Very certainly. Very, 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 very certainly. Very certainly. Okay. So all you want to do is wait to see those, wait to see the max. Wait to see the max. Okay. Okay, what are the max? Double bottoms, double bottoms, double bottoms, double bottoms. Okay. Okay. Second of the entry. I'm sure I can't get any clearer than this. So this is what we're looking at. Those pushes all the way down. Or find them all the way up. Okay. So there we go. Okay. So this should be clear enough. GU. Okay, and I'll do one more. One more will be EU. Okay, so lastly would be EU. Okay, last will be EU. EU. If you load for us to look at it. So EU. What is going on? What is going on, guys? Well, you can see I see you. The questions, keep the questions coming, keep the questions coming. So once I'm done with EU, I'll be out of here. Explain the red line and blues again. Which red lines or which blue lines? What pair? What currency pair? Type. What currency pairs? What pairs are you looking at? Okay, so EU, we had a nice spike here. It took that long. We exited on our first sign of trouble, made some money on the change. Valid case entries, New York for your double top M. So this could have been your sell, and that was your sell. If that was your sell, then yeah. So I'm sure we see this analysis playing out nice. So we had a push to the down. We've come all the way back up. We've had a continued push to the down. Okay, so those were our lines from yesterday. Okay, so let me do this. The horizontal lines. Questions not clear. Unmute yourself.
Hello, can I? Hello, can you hear me?
Unmute yourself and explain. Your question isn't clear. Okay, so as we see, some very interesting times here. We all went all the way up to the extension of the fee 1.6. We've had a nice decent retracement back down here to 100. And pushing down some more. We have another key feed level, but we have all these levels below. So again, no clear sign of a stop hunt. Don't bother forcing the trade. Remember, don't force the trade. Don't force the trade. Don't force the trade. Okay. So, really. Okay, so this one will be pretty straightforward. I'll just draw in some lines. So these are projections. These are projections. These are projections. Euro USD. It's possible that we could have an early move up wide out. So I actually fancy the lower options. Just because theoretically we should have a decent stop. We should have a decent aggressive stop hunts before we should expect any rewards on these trades. So just because that's what they do. Right? So here we have our trade on the mark. Okay, we should be pretty good, neat and clear and easy to follow and understand. So single setups, wait for market to push in. For all we care, this could even go all the way lower, right? So this could actually go all the way lower. So that's our entry zone 1. We'll just patiently wait and see if we get anything else. Excuse me. For all we care, this could even go lower, right? You just find those levels, wait for the signs, then find your entries on the double bottoms, and have fun with the trade. Okay. Okay. All right, so hope you follow me on TradingView. If you do, then yeah, you have access to the markups. Pretty much done here. So just to recap what we have so far. Just to recap what we have so far. So our setups we have on EU, we have on GJ, we have on GU. So it's pretty simple and pretty straightforward. Downside movements as anticipated for the first half of the week. So that was fixing a reversals. Midweek reverse, just anticipate double bottoms, pretty full bottoms, and anything like that. So double bottoms, head and shoulders, just anticipate harmonic pattern completions. I'm sure if I dig into deeper, you'll find some of those completion points happening at our levels, feed levels. Just find those levels you might be already done. Once you have those levels, and you see a reversal sign at those levels, then you would have yourself a decent entry as mapped out. So I'm just going to take this, throw into the group, into the chat box. He's going to take this and throw into the box. Yeah, so these should also be going out live on YouTube. So pretty soon you'll have the info to subscribe to the YouTube channel, or if you haven't already. Once you go on to do that, you're going to get pretty much just about all of the days, just in case you missed anything. Okay, so there we have it. G setup. Here we have GJ setup. Here we have EU setup. So all downward movements, use more setups. Then we anticipate having reversal somewhere today, tomorrow. Right, so this would be all for today. Yeah, next to us, if not come back and you'll find those results and just have fun. All right, bye guys.